Cricket South Africa has been in the news for all the wrong reasons in recent times. Now tonight we speak to someone who formerly held the positions of both president and independent director at Cricket South Africa. Advocate Norman Arendse, good evening and welcome to Sport on the Full View.
Good evening and thanks for inviting me onto your program.
Okay, as we start with our discussion this evening, let's just start. I suppose we must ask this question. What has gone wrong at Cricket South Africa?
It seems just about everything. Yeah, I think we've gone wrong in terms of the governance of the game, which has resulted in a loss of trust and confidence on the part of especially the sponsors. You can't ignore the sponsors. You must always be wary of them because they mustn't dictate the game. But you know, it's a professional sport, especially at the highest level. And you know, when they signalled their dissatisfaction with the goings on in the boardroom as long ago as December last year, I think that was the beginning of the slide. And it seems, or it's pretty clear, that the current board has been unable to stop that slide into almost the abyss. I think we, if not on the edge, we right over the edge.
So now you stepped down from the board of Cricket South Africa in 2018. Can you paint a picture for us of how things were when you left at that time?
Well, at that time, we were the first. There were 5 independent directors who were the first to be appointed post Nicholson. You know, I don't know if you want me to go through the Nicholson inquiry, but that was the committee of inquiry that was instituted by then Minister Fikile Mbalula and Chris Nicholson, who's a retired judge who loves his cricket, played cricket, was actually one of the very, very few white players who played non-racial cricket. He conducted the inquiry and then he made certain recommendations. And we were the first 5 independent directors to be appointed. There was a nominations committee that was also independent. And at myself, Vusi Pakoli, Louis van Zene, Don Magobo, and Iqbal Khan. And in 2018, amongst ourselves, together with then President Chris Nenzani, we said, look, let's rather not lose 5 people, as it were, all in one go. So myself and Vusi Pakoli, we then elected to step down and to bring in 2 new directors so that they can sort of run with the other 3, which was Dawn, Louis, and Iqbal Khan. And it's on that basis that I stepped down from the board.
Okay, and now we've seen your CV doing the rounds in social media for a position on the board, presumably to try and fix the situation at Cricket South Africa. But what would it take to get Cricket South Africa out of this unfortunate situation that it currently finds itself in?
I think a critical issue remains the forensic report which Cricket South Africa has used to release. And sorry, there's some interference there. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly, Mr. Arendse.
The forensic report, I mean, just from Cricket South Africa's own pronouncements in relation to the report, they are facing apparently serious litigation issues. And I mean, this can't be good news to the public and the sponsors. So why is it being hidden from us? You know, cricket belongs to the people. You know, cricket should be transparent and should be accountable to the public, especially the people who love watching their cricket. And we need to know what is going on and what's holding us back. And that is the big problem at the moment. And also those board members who are currently running the board, they very, very clearly have failed to arrest the decline in our cricket. Our players are not playing cricket. The sponsors are not coming to the party. We now have an additional problem with our so-called Colpack players, players who left to play in England, but who then no longer qualify for the national side. Now with Brexit, they coming back to the country and they looking to play cricket, and they need to be employed. And at the moment, our cricket is just not anywhere. And we need people, and some of us like me, we've been critical of the current board, critical of the cricket administration. I'm not one of those people who want to sit on the sidelines and criticize an organization when I'm able to assist and perhaps help us to get out of the current slide. And that's why I've put my name forward to assist.
And if you were given this opportunity to assist, what new ideas would you then bring to the table in terms of rescuing the situation at Cricket South Africa?
I think it's not so much new ideas. I think it's about cricket. Quite frankly, many of us who have been in the game for many, many years, I mean, we all started pre-unity, then post-unity. We've identified the problem as there not being enough people with the knowledge of cricket and with the passion for cricket who's running the game. And that is the problem. I think as soon as you put people back on the board who know the game, who've played the game, and who have passion for the game, I think things will start falling into place. And as soon as you can generate or engender the trust and passion for cricket, and the people can see that, people who love the game, and the sponsors can see that, then I think they will come back into the fold and put cricket where it was. When I left in 2018, we were actually the first sports federation before Dr. Khoza's PSL that had more than R1 billion in the bank, and that was under Arun Logat. So we were cash flush. We had a lot of money. Countries were vying to come and play against us. We were always either first, second, or third in all formats of the game. And if you look at where we are today, we are just nowhere today. So I don't think it's a matter of reinventing the wheel. I think it's a matter of getting cricket people around the table, men and women, and of course, men and women of integrity.
Yes.
That is what people are looking for. That seems to be missing.
So now, Advocate Arendse, you are a seasoned sports administrator. Now, it's not just cricket that's having issues. SASCOC has issues of its own. Are there certain red flags within the administrative space which are being ignored and that need to be addressed urgently? And if there are, what are those?
Well, I think what SASCOC has responded to, and it doesn't help people to say that SASCOC themselves haven't covered themselves in glory in the past so many years. The fact is, they are the sports confederation which is responsible for ensuring proper governance in this country amongst all the federations, and I think they have quite rightly stepped forward because the evidence has been overwhelming that cricket is in a bad space, and cricket needs to be reformed, and that is why they have stepped forward. And of course, the biggest noise was the issue of the forensic report.
Yes.
The fact that your former president of some 6-7 years, Krishnan Zani, just left and he resigned. You have a CEO who's got a very, very good reputation in cricket, Jacques Fall. He resigns. You've got independent directors who resigned. There's even a non-independent director, Jack Mariseng from Gauteng, who resigned. Now, I think if it were a company that's listed on the stock exchange or even a private company, I think investors would be very, very loath to invest their money in an organization where key people are just leaving and resigning and they're not telling us why they're doing that. And I think those are the red flags that are still there, and that's why I suspect SASCOC stepped in.
Yeah. So just to wrap up our conversation with you, Advocate Arendse, so we're moving a little bit from CSA. Can you tell us a little bit about the Kaizer Chiefs case that is currently before the Court of Arbitration for Sport, just as we wrap up?
You're always doing this. You're catching me off guard. No, I'm not at liberty to discuss the matter. The outcome is obviously pending, and like you and everyone else, we're waiting with bated breath for the outcome. I must caution, that we don't have a particularly good record at the Court of Arbitration for Sport, as you know from the Caster Semenya saga. It's something that we in Africa need to look at very, very seriously. We don't have enough people populating the various arbitration panels at the Court of Arbitration for Sport. It's packed with people from Europe and from America, I have to be careful about saying there's bias, but I think there is a cultural bias at the very least, and the laws appear to be applied differently to us here in Africa. Yep.
Advocate Arendse, thank you so much for your time and for talking to us right here on Sports on the Full View. Have yourself a lovely evening further.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.